Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. It's good to have you once again.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Akhaze and
I'm
my wife
Folasade.
here, Folasade. Yes, and this is the part 5 of our series, our 14th year anniversary, 14th year wedding anniversary series that we started a while ago. Yes, we've had part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and this is part 5, talking about different issues and giving you raw and censored advice on how you can make the right choices in marriage, both for singles and for married. So today is the part 5. We are having the part 5 today. This is the first. This is the last video in this series. Not last video from us. This is just the beginning. We're not done yet, but this is the last video in this series. So today we are talking about lessons for the next generation of marriages. Lessons for the next generation of marriages. If we could sit with every couple who is about to get married, this is what we will say to them. This is what we will say to them. We want to talk about what we will say to couples who are planning to get married based on our 14 years of marriage experience. So this is what we want to talk about today. So are you ready to join us?
Yes.
Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Now, before marriage, you want to talk about before marriage. For the next generation of couples who want to get married, what should you do before marriage? Some of the things we're going to talk about here is we've talked about them in our previous videos. If you've not watched the part 1, the part 2, part 3, part 4, I want to encourage you, please check in the description of this video, or check in the channel. You find those videos there. So before marriage, please go and watch them. Very importantly, before marriage, one of the things you need to do is understand yourself. Couples that are planning to get married, before marriage, understand yourself. You want to say anything about that briefly?
No. It's important for you to know who you are.
Yeah.
Know what you want to do for your life. Know the way you want to live.
Yeah.
Know what you want to what you can take and what you can't take.
Yes.
And it will know where you want to live. I can even say that. Know where you want to live. Know which country you want to stay.
Yes.
Before you decide to join the knot, so that by the time you now enter into the marriage, it will make your journey
easier.
Of ease.
Yes.
It will ease you.
Yes.
There won't be argument, hustle on. He wants to go this way. I want to do this. There won't be surprises like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, you can talk about understand your life goals and vision.
Yes, it's very important for you to understand, especially for the man. Yeah. And when you share your life goals with the partner, with your spouse to be, you see if it can align with it.
Yeah, if you align,
like Bible says that can two work together unless they agree. You understand? So it will, and also you also look at this, plan this, even thinking about the future ahead. Like, okay, if the two of you are working in bank, for example, now, and you are planning to have children, how are you going to be taking care of your children? These are things. These are things that it is very important for you to settle quite early ahead in your courtship.
Yeah, so it doesn't bring crisis.
Yes. So they said that maybe a man will not say, the wife should just stop working just because
and you as a man will not want to stop working
because you don't want to leave your career. You want to go in your these are things that you need to sit down with each other, discuss. How are you going to do it? So people will say, don't worry, let's see how it goes. Or at the end of the day, like they say, it will go wire. It's better you plan, even if you have gotten like 80% of your plan ahead of time. When you get there, the 20% you can still be managing. You can see, maybe by the time you see that you need somebody to help you, you look out for somebody. Not that you will get there and you find out that your spouse is the type that doesn't even want to help in the house, doesn't want another person in the house. He wants you to leave whatever you are doing and come and stay with the children, with the kids.
Yes.
So these are things that you need to sit down, settle before you move.
Sure. Very, very important. You need to understand your life goals. Where are you going? Does your spouse, be it male or be it the man or the woman, is he or she ready to go? Will he or she be willing to go along with you along the vision or the goals or your life journey. That's very, very important to clarify before you eventually choose a spouse.
Yeah.
All these things we've mentioned now, there are things you need to understand before you even decide to choose a spouse. Very important. Take note of that. You need to understand it before you choose a spouse.
Yes.
Because that will even determine the choice of your spouse.
You
Understanding what is God's purpose for your life.
Yeah.
And I remember in those days in church I grew up in, there was a lady who said she would never marry a pastor. She said she would never marry a pastor. So if you, as a guy, for example, you believe that, well, you don't know, God has,
call you into ministry.
God may call you. You know that
ministry.
He may. You feel that maybe there might be something that, God might actually call you into ministry in future. If, for example, you meet that kind of lady now, of course, she has not she has not, what's the word? She has not told you that statement that, look, I don't want to marry a pastor. So if you have in mind that you're going to become a pastor and you don't discuss that kind of thing with your spouse to be, and she has that vision that I can't marry a pastor, and she met you not being a pastor, you're just a one Adam guy. Now and then you now get married, and then one day you now tell her that, look, now
you are going into
God is now calling me. I knew that I was going to be a pastor, but God has now said, now it's time to go. You say, so I cannot marry a pastor. I didn't see
that time.
I didn't see you as a pastor. Me, I cannot marry, and then there will not be trouble. And that's why you see there are some pastors today who are pastors, but their wives are not in support of their ministry. In fact, they don't have any backing from their wives. They don't have any backing from their wives. Sometimes it might also be vice versa. It might be the lady too. You understand? So it's more or less the pastor is just there on his own with whoever his members or his co-workers. You need ministry. You need the support.
Whatever goes or life ambition that you are embarking on, there's no how. You need the support of each other.
Of course, you really need it. You really need it. So that's why these things are very important for you to discuss and you understand before you go
and draw a conclusion.
Yes,
it is very important for you to draw a conclusion, because if you don't, just like what was it, the one that somebody was saying that before they married, the wife did not. They were discussing, and the wife said that she can't change her name.
Yes, she can't change her name, her surname. We said that in the previous video. Yes,
so
she can't change her name.
There must be a conclusion, and the guy thought that
she would change. She will change later, but
and when there is no concrete conclusion,
yes,
that will
eventually she did not change,
and it is causing
it's now causing trouble causing a lot of problems in the marriage, because the lady says, I can't throw away my name. That name I used to get my PhD. I can't say, hey, how will I change my name, the name that I used to get a PhD, because she got a PhD before they met, so things like that. So if you as a man, you have this inferiority, well, I don't want to call it, you have this psyche that, I don't want to call it inferiority, you have this psyche that, my wife should bear my name. When you discuss that thing in your relationship, and you find out that this lady says that she can't share her maiden name for your name, then you need to ask yourself, okay, am I willing to, can I forgo that? Am I okay with if my wife is not bearing my own name? If you're okay with that, then you can move on. But if you're not okay with that, what should you do? You check out. It's as simple as that. No matter how much you say you love the lady, you will do what? You check out of that marriage. Check out of that relationship. Very, very important. Very important. Okay, so we talk about understanding yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to understand where you're going, and then move on. Now, you also talked about that. Also very important. You need to spend quality time with each other during your courtship before the wedding, so that you can get to know each other better. You can discuss these things that we have talked about. It's very, very important. We are talking about what you need to do before marriage. And how do I put it? You said you need to spend quality time with each other. You need to be careful not to expose yourself to temptations. Yes, that's
whatever
critical.
You are doing. You must have this.
Yeah,
we are
set
human.
boundaries.
We are flesh. We are human beings. So don't expose yourself to unnecessary temptations.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay in his house late in night, so you just have to set boundaries, know what is right, know your limits, and that will put a check on any temptation that may want to arise.
That's very important, very important. And then finally, on before marriage, don't be afraid to start small. With talked about. I think that was it our third video. Second, I think the third video in the second. Go watch it. We talked about what you need to do. The wedding, you don't need to break the bank for the wedding.
Yes.
Be willing. In fact, be willing to start small with your spouse and go. And even if your spouse doesn't have all it takes right now,
yes.
Still, if you are sure that if he has prospects, just go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Things will improve.
Yes.
But don't say because he doesn't have car, he doesn't have a house, a big house,
doesn't have
or
2-bedroom flat or 3-bedroom flat.
So because of that, you want no.
Don't be
willing to start small.
This is a very very valid point. Don't be afraid. Bible even say that better is the beginning of a thing. As in the end of a thing than the beginning. The end is the most important thing. Is the critical thing. Starting little. When you see a lot of things that you will see that are now big now, they started small.
Very small.
It started very small, like a seed. Before it can become a giant, it is just in a tiny form. So don't despise the days of little beginning. Yes, that's what Bible. Don't despise little. Start small. Don't think, and it's even better. In fact, there is joy in the fact that when you grow up together, the time that we remember the time that we worked together. We used to a small car, and by the time
before car we were jumping bus together.
And by the time you now grow big, in fact so I've had some men that said that I love people that are with me when I was little, when I don't have anything. When I was going, when we are, ministry now. There are some churches that started with just little, and now they have grown big. Those people, they will find that the faithful people are those people that started with them while they had nothing. Than those people that things they now have fame. That's why people are coming. You won't really know who loves you for what. She understands. So it's better when you see yourself. It's better. And you know that this guy has a prospect, he has a future. It's God that knows our future, and you see that he's not lazy, he's trying to put on one or two together. So it's a very good thing if you can build together. When you will have a say in that kind of us, like we did this together. So
and let me tell you, men value women who started with them when they were nothing. Men value, I tell you, both Christian and non-Christian, men value women who started with them when they were nothing and stayed with them through the difficult times till when they became great. They value them. They hold them in high esteem because they also know that there were some other ladies who would abandon them or ignore them because they were nothing. So if you as a lady, you stay with a man, and you are a guy, as a guy, you will stay with a man. When it's nothing, I tell you that man will value you when the time comes. Value you. So that's that for before marriage. Now the early years. What is our advice to couples who are about to start marriage? The early years, they are going to be what? A lot of there are going to be some. There may be some surprises. Depending on how much you have discussed or shared, or in your courtship. There may be some surprises.
For example, if you have not slept together, you won't know whether your spouse snores.
Yeah, very important.
You don't know whether he's the type that used to fart while sleeping. These are surprises. So these are things that you won't know.
Is it dirty?
Is it the guy that
that chose his socks and shoes in the parlor and those kind of things?
You may not know deep until you start living together.
And this is even irrespective of whether you have known yourselves from a long time. You find some people that like we referred to in one of our videos. You find some people that they grew up as from childhood. They grew up from their childhood and then they became, from childhood to secondary school to, then they now married. You find out that even those kind of couples, you may think that they've known themselves. But I tell you, knowing somebody like family friend or childhood friend is different from living with somebody in the same house. Very, very different. And you know that. And so there will be a lot of surprises.
Yes, and also you need to know that, in for a lady now, there are seasons. There are seasons in your life. There may be times that you are like this, you are calm. There may be times that because of hormonal changes, it affects your mood and things. So these are some of the things that will trigger surprise. And by the time a lady is getting pregnant, expect something else. You don't expect her to be all loving and dovey. She understands. So these are things. These are some of the things that bring about all the surprises that you will be expecting. And if you are, for it's even advisable. So sometimes you can go to an length, go and read books.
Yeah, or how women
like
behave.
Every woman. There's a book called Every Woman that will tell you about how women behave. There are some other books that you can learn so that you can know a little bit. By the time you start seeing something, don't think, is it that she doesn't love me again? No, it may not be that. It may be that she's in a period. Something is happening in her. She's, there's hormonal change. She's getting to a certain time in a month. You understand? So these are things that we help. And by that time, when she do something, maybe she snaps at you. You just think that it's just you understand that it's just maybe it's just another time. But by the time you make a judgment based on what you are seeing, it can, those are things that cause. So these are you need to expect some of these things. You need to expect some of these changes.
So very important. So
and also one thing we also need to know, because we are coming from different backgrounds, the way we are brought up is totally different. Like in my husband's own, he doesn't eat meat until he has finished eating. But we, as you are taking a spoon, you are taking your bite. By the time you come back, as you are taking food, you are taking a bite of meat. By the time you come together, you can be looking at this is strange. It's as if this person, she's not disciplined on what. No, don't judge. She understand. Sometimes you may need to come to in between. How can we
understand yourself,
understand each other, and how can we go along with these things?
So you need adjustment. You need to be able to adjust to who you're. Just like that. In fact, that example that's true. That was how, and up to today, even after 14 years, that's the way I don't eat meat until when I finish my food. But she is a different, and we've been able to, of course, we eat and
everybody
we enjoy each other.
It doesn't cost. And there are some other people, when they are pressing their toothpaste, some press in the middle, some these are things that these are things that can cause problem because. But you expect it by the time you see this is the way. It's not as if one way is not perfect. Your method is not perfect. Your own method is not even the perfect one. So it's just that. This is what I have been exposed to for a long period of my life. How can we manage it? So we need to learn this.
Yeah, very, very important. So don't expect perfection. In rounding up this this section of the early years, don't expect perfection. When you are about to go to the altar, don't expect that your spouse will be perfect. He or she is not perfect. But just make up your mind that you are willing to adjust, as you move. So now let's go to the role of faith in the role of faith, having faith in God in marriage. Very important for those who want to get married. Marriage is the foundation of marriage is in God, because God is the one who instituted marriage. In fact, that's why I tell people that you cannot talk about marriage. You can't talk about marriage without talking about God. In fact, you're wasting your time. You are wasting. You can't. In fact, you can't. Let me put it. You can't talk about a successful marriage without God. No marriage is actually successful in the real sense of the word without God. Show me one. Go to the comment section and tell me that there's one marriage that they didn't. God is not there, but they are very successful in all aspects. They are successful as a couple. Show them to me. Let me see. It's not about money. It's not about beauty. It's not about education or family background. No, you need God. So the faith in God plays a very, very strong role in marriage. In fact, if not for God, this video will not happen, most likely, because we checked previous video. We went through some challenges in the early stages of our marriage that would have been big enough to just not be able to overcome those things. It would have made us go our separate ways. So this video will not be happening. So let me put it to you that this video is taking place
not only in marriage,
because of God.
Not only in marriage. There is nothing you can do in life that you can leave the aspect of God.
Of course,
God is a big factor in everything that we do. Even if you are doing business, whatever you are doing in life, you need God factor. You need God factor, because it's one thing for you to try and do things. Then it's for God. It's another thing for God to give you grace. To give you visibility, to give you wisdom, to give you things. We have heard of people that are planning to write exams. You have read, and you get to the exam and you are blank, or you just
you're blank,
so you just went blank like that. You know that there is a divine thing that is behind those things. So you don't leave God out of whatever you are doing.
Sure. So God is so important. If you don't have a relationship with God and you're watching this video, please do go. I mean, just become born again.
Very important.
Have a relationship, a strong relationship with God, because it's good to help you in your marriage. I can tell you, it's going to help you in your marriage. It's going to help you overcome all the challenges and obstacles that you will come across in your marriage.
Like I was telling my son this morning, that life is like a maze. A maze. You need somebody that is bigger than you to hold your hand and walk you through it. And that is why God is necessary.
God is very important.
You need him to hold your hand so that he can walk you through it. You will go through challenges, you will go through up and down, mountains, valleys, but when you have a stronger being inside you, those things will be like which is God.
So faith in God is an anchor for lasting love and success in marriage. Very, very true. So now the next section I want to talk about is love and submission. Very, very important in marriage. So if you are planning to get married soon or later on, you need love and submission. Is a principle actually from the Bible. Ephesians chapter 5 from verse 22 now, 22 to 32 thereabout. It talks about the man must love the wife and the wife must submit to the husband. Very, very critical. In fact, aside from God, aside from having faith in God, this principle is critical to any success in any marriage.
Of love and submission.
If you have a man who doesn't love the wife, or you have a wife who doesn't submit to the husband, the marriage is doomed. It's only a matter of time. So if you are someone that maybe you find it, for example, you're a man and you don't love your wife really, or maybe you just saw some things in her, maybe some physical things. That's why I used to tell guys that, look, figure 8, hourglass shape. Hourglass shape. She has hourglass shape, big bum, big booty, and big breast. Those things, they are good though. I'm not saying they're not good. They are good, but they cannot sustain a marriage. If the reason why you went for a lady because of those things, you don't actually love her, because it is what is inside of her that's who she is. You understand? If what is inside of her is not beautiful too, like the outward, then there will be trouble. I mean, there will be a lot of problem in your marriage. So a man must love the wife. The woman must submit to the husband. Submission is very critical to the ladies. You are watching this, before you settle with a man, you must ask yourself, this man, can I submit to him? If he tells me, this is where we should go, or this is where we want to go, am I willing to follow him? Or is this someone that is saying, go away, what are you saying? What are you saying? I'm not going where you are going. Then I tell you, your marriage will not succeed. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yes, submission and love is very, very important. Love and submission is very important. And without God, without the Holy Spirit, we can't do it the way God really wants us to do it. The Bible says that men should love as like Christ loved
the church.
That means that you are willing to give all that you have. You are willing to give it, to share it with your wife, to share it with you, understand? And the wife too. You be submissive no matter what. This is my head, this is the lead, this is the person. That there cannot be two people driving a car at the same time. It must be one person, and you are willing to sit down and follow the drive. That's what it means. But if you feel that as he's driving, you want to be driving your own too, there's no how you are going to have. There's going to be a chaos. So you need to know that yes, this is person I want to. And peradventure you are in a marriage that is as if your spouse does not love you, or is as if the other person, the wife, is not submissive. You can't say because of that you want to break your home. You can still keep doing your own part. Keep doing your part. Keep loving. Keep submitting. Be submissive and be praying. The Bible says the heart of man, they are in his hands. He can turn it. He can change it. So just keep doing your own part. Leave the rest to God. It's God that will change the person. If you are already in the relationship, if you are already in the marriage, but if you are here to and you see that this person, this lady, as I'm talking some things, is already showing a strong head that this person is not going to be submissive. It's better for you to rethink. Is this worth it? It's better to rethink. And if you are seeing a man that doesn't show that he loves, he can share things, he can give things,
and he's able to let you know his secrets or whatever, then you know,
like somebody said recently, I was watching something. Somebody was not saying that if you want to, if a man ask you out that he wants to marry you, tell him that, can you give me all the password to your he said, ask the man, can you give me all the password to your phone, to your email, can you give me? Sure. And you know, if it's somebody that cannot share his password with you, and he wants to share your body
after you have gone ahead and gone advanced in your relationship, and
you see that he's the person that is keeping secret,
you need to watch it. You need to watch it. Yes, it's so important. It's so important. You know, love and submission, very important. Without this, you know, the marriage will end up as a disaster. So now, the next one we want to talk about is, you know, you need to avoid staying in-laws as much as possible. That's one of the keys, especially in the early part of your marriage.
Yes, especially in the early part of your marriage.
We talked about it in one of our videos.
Yes, so it's very better. It's very important. At least for the first
3-4 years.
No, you may not be able to do it 3-4 years. By the time you start having children, you may need somebody that will assist you, so you understand. So, but the most important thing, the first year of your marriage, use it to really get to know each other. Sure. The first year, before children start coming. The first year of your marriage, you cannot skip the in-laws away totally.
No, of course not.
But at least for the first year, you use that years. The months, the days to really get to know each other. During that time, you will know the seasonal change of your wife, the mood, the way things go. So by the time this aspect, you know, like my husband is the one that monitor the what's it called, menstrual flow. You know, all those cycles, so that we can avoid you know. So by the time you monitor
for that children,
yes, you know this, you can be able to monitor and say, if something happens, you know, this is what is happening to you. Sure. You can give your word for whatever is happening. So you understand. Sure. So it's important. But as you start having children, you may not be able to keep your in-laws away. No,
of course,
because you will need help.
No, I think the criteria is not even, when I say staying, that's, I mean, initially, you understand, but after, then also very importantly, you know, you need to, whether they eventually come this thing.
Yes, even if they come.
Interference.
Yes, you must. You want each person. You know how to play it.
Yes.
And you don't allow any interference.
Interference.
You don't allow anybody to look down on your husband as a wife. Your mother, your mother should not look down on your husband. And the same thing, the husband should be able to defend and protect your wife from, even if they are going to stay with you, because we are in Africa. You know, you can. So there's some things that you cannot say. Can't happen. Yeah, you understand. For example, now, like since COVID time, my mom has been staying with us, and we, you know, so you know, you must be able to know how to, but you know that there must be limits. And thank God for my mom, she knows her limits. She doesn't go.
No. In fact, we have that. Like so, I said, we have that. We are highly favored that our parents, you know, they don't interfere. They don't interfere in,
but it depends on the way you manage.
So it all depends on.
You can't see me now taking our issue, going to tell my family that. No. Those are things. By the time you start opening things like that, you are opening yourself for problems. So you need to know how to manage your things.
Yes. So the next one I want to talk about is you know, handling challenges. You know, as handling challenges. It's very important when challenges will surely come. As every couple will face challenges, you know, they will face problems will come, disagreements will come. When they come, what must you do? You must handle them wisely. I suggest that one or two people, if both can, it will be better if both, but one person must take it upon himself or herself to ensure that if you have disagreements, you ensure you call the other person to discuss the matter. Do not, my rule, let me call it my rule, is that do not allow any disagreement linger beyond that day. The day it happens. Before nightfall, call yourselves together and resolve that problem. And
when you are doing it, it's very and when you are doing it, you need to be very careful, be prayerful. You do it prayerfully. You know, sometimes if somebody is angry and you now come and bring an issue, it can, if you don't know how to manage it, if you don't know how to handle it, how to talk about it, it may lead to something that is more furious. So you need to do it. You will have prayed, God, what is it? You don't understand. You know, ask God, God help us. I don't want you understand. And then you go ahead and call each other, sit down to discuss it. Then sometimes when you see some of these things, you know that take it as if it is something, a force. coming after the two of you. That you are a team.
Yeah.
It's very, very important for you to see each other as a team.
Yes.
Not that, don't see yourself as he's the one attacking me or I'm the one attacking him. You know what? Bible says that a house that is divided against itself shall not stand. So don't see yourself as a different entity. Always see yourself as a force, and see that is the devil that may be bringing some things, to cause problem or to cause divisions. And let your eyes be sensitive, have a designing spirit in some of these things. So it's very, very critical.
Yeah. So before we go on, very importantly, please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe right now. Smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, and please drop your comments. If you have any question or anything for or against what we are talking about here, please drop it in the comments. We're looking forward to seeing it. So the next thing we need to talk about is very importantly, for a couple who wants to get married, you need to understand that you need to be open and be transparent. Openness and transparency is very important. I said that it breeds trust.
Yes, the Bible says that they were both naked.
And they were not
when
ashamed.
They talk about that nakedness, it's very, very important. It doesn't know. It's not talking about physical nakedness. It shows that in your principle, you know how much I'm earning. You know what is coming in. You know I'm the things. You know the debts I have. You know the liabilities I have. You know everything. Bible said they were both naked and they were not ashamed. So there is need. In fact, once there is openness, trust will be easy.
Of course, it builds trust.
Yes,
so
once
much.
there is openness, trust, and there will not be, there won't be unnecessary demand, whatever, unnecessary
because the lady,
pressure.
For example, the wife knows what the husband is earning. The husband knows what the wife is earning. And maybe they come together, do joint budget, budget together, and say, okay, this is what we're going to do for union. This. So we find out that somebody cannot ask for money where he knows that when he knows that there's no money,
the money is not there.
He can't ask for she will not ask for money. So that openness is very, very important. And for those who want to get married,
and even in talking about the openness too, talking about your phone. If you have a password, your spouse should be able to know what is in your phone. In fact, like when I used to say that there's nobody that my husband will talk to on a phone. If I just hear the discussion, I will know the person he's talking to. Even because he will have discussed. I let her know. He will have discussed a lot of those things with his clients, and that is the kind of openness. There is nobody we talk to on phone. I know the person is talking. I will know because by the time I hear the discussions, I will know the person that is at the other side of the phone. But when the time you want to pick call, you are running away, you going into a closet. Even if there is nothing, even there is nothing shady, even if you are not doing anything,
of course, the person will be wondering why is my wife or why is my husband always going out, excusing himself to pick a call, or herself to pick a call,
and you will not just begin to put the other person in unnecessary.
The person need to begin
to be suspicious and be. We don't need it. You don't need just be open.
Another thing that is very important in this openness and transparency is that before you even get married, if you have had some relationships before with some other person before you met your spouse to be, let them know. I find out a lot of young ladies ladies and guys. They don't want to go. They say, it's my past. I just want to let it go. I don't want to talk about it.
Make your past. Although there may be to a level of where you have gone to in your courtship,
but
before you can start
of course. You have to get to a point in your courtship where a relationship where you need to start talking about that. You don't just start at it because I believe we have said it before that courtship, and just based on what we have even said even in this video, that courtship or relationship, you are trying to test the waters. You want to share your vision with that person. You both of you share your vision.
And you go together.
So you need to come to a point whereby you say, okay, yes,
you are sure that this is the person that you want to
we
go
are going ahead together.
Then
you cannot begin to share my past, my those things. But for someone that you are not yet sure if you are actually going to go ahead, then you don't need to share your past. But if this person you say, we are going to get married though. We know we are going to get married. We already fixed the date, or we are not fixed it, but we know we are going to get married. You need to share. Okay, who are for example, my wife here. I told her about though I didn't have girlfriends before I met her, but I proposed to some people before her, and those people said no. I told her about all of them. Though some of them eventually some of them she has never met them, but some maybe of course people in my church then, our church then. Of course, she met them, but I've told her about them that, okay, I proposed to this person said no. You know, like that. So there are no surprises. Someone will not wake up tomorrow and say, "Oh, I had the affair with your husband." In future, and say, "I had the affair with your husband," or "I had the affair with your wife."
You will have
and
done
then
everything. It will surprise you.
Even if that person is trying to,
maybe you are the one that even stopped you. You know, you can
even if that person is trying to blackmail you, the person will not be able to, because the person will say, "No, we have talked about everything now.
You know everything. There is no, even if it is even if you have gone too much, so if you have gone to a deeper level, let them know. Even if you have a child together with someone, let them know.
In fact, why should you going to? Why should you marry someone? You have a child outside and you're going to marry.
All these things. Let them know so that
you kept it from the person.
Somebody will not be using those kind of things to be blackmailing you, and you will not be under unnecessary.
No. So let's be open. Let's be transparent. Very important. So there are financial and business goals. Both of you need to set financial and business goals. You know, this thing hurt us as a couple. You know, some of these things we did them. But some of these things we learnt. There are some mistakes we made.
Learning in a hard way.
We learnt it in a hard way, you know. So you need to set financial and business goals as you begin to move forward in your marriage. And
it's very important.
Savings, investment.
Yeah, some of these things. Sometimes you may even need to go, like I said the other time, you may need to go to an extent and extra length. Go and enroll.
Yeah.
You know, seek knowledge in some aspect of it, because you can have a good marriage and have bad finances and be in debt, you know. But by the time you start, thank God for us. To the glory of God, we are not in any debt. You know, we are meeting,
but we still need to move higher financially. We realize that we need to move higher. You need
to expose yourself to knowledge that can help you in some of these areas, in business wise, in finances, in investment. You know, you need to seek much knowledge. Sometimes you can go have a coach for some aspect of these things.
Course, so very important. Even online. I mean, I said, you can have a coach, but even online there are a lot of resources. You know, YouTube videos or whatever. Very important. Yeah. So now I said here. Another thing you need to do to have a successful marriage is that you should always seek to be the best gift to your spouse. You know, we see today that a lot of people are praying for a fantastic husband. Oh, I want my husband to be this, I want my husband to be that, I want my husband to be this, I want my wife to be this and that. Lofty ideas, good ideas, wonderful ideas, but they themselves, they are not working on themselves to meet up to half of the standards that they're looking for in somebody else.
One thing I say that
it should not be so.
Yes, one thing I think about this, that when you really understand what marriage is meant to be, what marriage is, you will know how to handle this part, because marriage is not about you. Marriage is about the other person. Marriage is a ministry about the other person. So what are you bringing to make this person a better person? If I have the mind of making my husband a better person, I need to have a mind of making me a better person. You will have a fantastic relationship. But the moment you are looking for what am I going to get in this relationship about me, and this person too is thinking about what he is still going to, you are going to have problems. That is a selfish mindset, and it is not good for marriage. So your mind, your disposition, everything that you are doing is to be, how can I be a better person to this person? What can I do to make this person a better person? What can I do to add to this person? And the other person should be thinking about that. And that's why when you are in a courtship, you will be looking at, is this person a selfish person? Does he think about himself alone, or does he think about herself alone? You know, those kind of person, by the time you get into a marriage, it is going to, you know, it's just like a seed. Whatever you sow, you will see it. It will go into a full blown. You know, so these are things that you need to be on the lookout for. Marriage is not just about yourself. It's not about me, what I can get, Yes.
So seek to make yourself the best gift. It's always good. In fact, that person will treasure you more. You know, when someone knows that, look, my spouse wants the best for me, he's trying to bring out the best in me, or he's making himself or herself good for me, that person will, that spouse of yours will do what? Will value you, will really see you as what? Very precious to him or her. You know, and so as a result of that, they will really love you. So do all your best to be the best gift to your spouse. Now, the last thing I want to talk about was avoid long distance relationships. Avoid long distance relationships. Now, why do we say that? Because long distance relationships, it breeds a lot of issues. A lot of issues. We have people who are living apart, for a long period of time, and as a result, infidelity has crept in. Distrust has crept in. Sometimes it even leads to the breaking up of what? Of the marriage, of the home. So yes, sometimes maybe work or making money, or like in nowadays now, japa, they want to go and make dollars abroad. It's good, but I believe you want to japa with your family. Don't go. Let me go first, then later you will come. I've seen a situation whereby a man left for 15 years and eventually came, even over 15 years. We went abroad with the plan that he was going to bring the family, but in fact, he eventually came back. He came back to Nigeria. Of course, that 15 years is no joke. It's no joke.
That means that for that 15 years, he had not been part of his children's life.
It's no joke. You may say yes, you will make calls, but you cannot equate calls with a physical presence. There are some opportunities that I have personally have forgone or let go, not because I don't like opportunities, but simply because I want to be close to my children. I want to ensure that while they are still young, I impart them as much as I can. So it's very important. This thing is very critical. As much as possible, avoid long distance relationships.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, and long and short, what we are trying to say here is that you can build a marriage that is a heaven on earth. You can build a marriage. For those who have not married, forget about what people are saying, that marriage is a scam, marriage is bad, marriage is evil, marriage is whatever. You can find a spouse that is a good spouse, and you can build a solid marriage that will last for decades. Look at us here. We cannot say that we are perfect. You understand? But by God's grace, we are working progress. But by God's grace, we are moving forward 14 years after. So your marriage can be like this too. So we want to encourage you that 14 years in, we are still loving each other. We are still moving forward. Like you said, we are work in progress. We are moving forward. So we want to encourage you that have that mindset, have that vision that your marriage will
and
be a
whatever
success.
it's going to take.
You are going to put it. You are going to put.
If there's any knowledge that you need to acquire just to make it work.
So very importantly, before we round up, there's we just, by virtue of our 14th year anniversary, we have created a Telegram group which is called the Married and Fulfilled Tribe. Some people have joined already, which some people have acknowledged and joined, which we want to have a better relationship with both married couples and singles, so that we can rub off on each other, we can learn a lot about each other, we can share our challenges, share our problems, ask questions, and really learn from one another. So it's called the Married and Fulfilled Tribe. We're going to put the link for the group somewhere in this video, maybe in the description or in the pinned comment. So please feel free to go to them, feel free to join the group, and then we can wrap more. Maybe you have some questions for us, you can ask it in the comment section, or you can speak to us, or you can join that group so that we can have a closer relationship. So this is where we end up this series on our 14th wedding anniversary series. So we look forward to seeing more of you. Watch our videos. We're going to be doing much more of these videos as time goes on, but this is the last video in this series. So till the next video, stay blessed. I wish you a successful marriage. Bye.